Hello everyone, it's Sandra, and today we're going to put together my everyday makeup drawer. Usually I show you what's currently in my everyday makeup drawer and we kind of, take it all out and then reorganize. But to be honest, I haven't even been using my everyday makeup drawer. What I've been doing over the last several weeks is much more, what's the right word to describe this? Much more chaotic. I've essentially just been putting all the makeup that I've been using in this giant clear storage bin, and I've just been rummaging through it every morning, fishing out products, putting them on my face. I've been carrying this to the bathroom because for some reason I've been enjoying getting ready and putting my makeup on in my bathroom again. I used to always get ready in my bathroom, and then I kind of switched over to my vanity setup. This is where I also film. So this clear bin has been my method of transportation. The handles are breaking. They're crumbling under the weight of all this makeup. I'm sick of it. It's time to get back to zero, to start fresh with a clean slate. I also wanted to share with you some thoughts on the newer makeup products that I bought in the Sephora sale. Since these are products, like newer products that I'm still testing, these will definitely be in my everyday makeup drawer. So first we have the Terracotta Teint foundation from Guerlain. I will be doing a standalone video on this, but I'm still testing it and it's not really working for my skin at the moment, so I am kind of taking a break. It just doesn't give me good results consistently. It's probably just my skin. My skin has just been going through it. I am dealing, with some dry patches, and this foundation really does not agree with any patches of dryness or dehydration on my skin. It just really accentuates those. So if you are somebody that also struggles with texture and the odd dry patches and dehydration here and there, just proceed with caution with this foundation. It hasn't been a smooth ride with this foundation yet, but I'm confident that I can make it work for me. So I think the weather has been kind of playing a part as well. It's just not been very nice. It's been quite cold. So stay tuned. This is still a work in progress. Now, in terms of these concealers, I love both of them. The Givenchy Prisme Libre concealer is so beautiful. This is actually what I'm wearing today all over my face. I'm not wearing foundation. This is just the only thing I'm wearing on my face. In terms of base, I love this as an all-over base product. It has medium coverage, a really soft, luminous finish, slightly blurring on the skin, and I've just been really enjoying this as an all-over base product. It's nice under the eyes as well, but in terms of a standalone under-eye concealer, the Kulfi concealer, this is the main match concealer in the shade Cocoa Crush, I prefer this as a standalone under eye concealer. This has a little bit more coverage than the Givenchy, and it just wears better under my eyes. This one creases a little bit more than the Kulfi, so I'm really happy with these two concealer purchases. And the other makeup adjacent thing I got in the Sephora sale was actually this Ami Collet clear eyebrow gel. I was going to get the Benefit one, but then one of you suggested this. Packaging appeals to me a bit more, and I've been kind of curious about this brand in general. So I bought this, and I really like the brush. It has a short side and a longer side, and the cut and angle of it really enables you to get a good sense of control and to really shape the brows in place. The hold isn't crazy. It's not like super laminating. So if you have very stubborn eyebrow hairs, this might not be enough, but this has been enough to tame my brows, and I'm enjoying it so far. Now let's get into the makeup. For primer, I had been kind of juggling between a bunch of hydrating primers, and I want to just pare things back a bit. I want my everyday drawer to be more pared back. Then I can always dip into where I store the rest of my makeup, which is not that far away. It's just right behind me. I'm getting ready for the evening, or if I'm filming a video and if I want to play around and try something else, I can always access it right there, but I don't need that many options in my everyday makeup drawer because the fewer decisions I have to make, the better. So I'm just keeping the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This is lovely, and right now this is what's working best for my skin in terms of just giving it that nourishment, that extra dose of hydration. For foundation, keeping 2. I had like 7 in my everyday makeup drawer at one point, which is just overkill. I don't need more than 2 foundation options, one for day and one for evening. The By Terry Sheer Expert, this is a foundation that I usually use on a regular day-to-day basis. This is in my project pan, so I'm trying to use this one up. And then the other one is the Guerlain Terracotta Le Teint foundation, which is the newest foundation that I'm kind of testing out. And so far, yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning, my experience with this foundation has been hot and cold, and generally in the morning, it just, something about it is like not jiving with my morning skincare routine. I tried it even with like a bunch of different sunscreens. Initially, I thought it was my sunscreen because, you know, sometimes when you're using a mineral sunscreen, not every foundation looks good on top of it. But I've tried it with 3 different sunscreens. It looks bad with all of them, and I don't have this issue with other foundations that I've owned. So I think for me right now, this foundation looks best if I'm using it in the evening, like out to dinner or something. Clean face, freshly exfoliated with like a light hydrating serum, you know, like the Merit, and then like a light layer of a hydrating moisturizer, and then this on top. That's the way that I like it. Otherwise, it just starts to look really, really dry and crusty on my face. I have taken some pictures and I'm saving everything for when I do a standalone video on it. For concealer, I'm definitely at capacity with concealer right now. I am kind of keeping them all. They do fit nicely. If I play a little bit of Tetris, everything fits nicely in this little Muji bin that I use as a divider in my everyday makeup drawer. So I have everything here. The NARS concealer, this is on its last leg. I have maybe 1 or 2 weeks left of use. That's why I was kind of in the market for a new concealer, and I was only going to get one between the Givenchy and between the Kulfi. And in my Sephora video, I had asked you which one should I get, which one would you recommend, and the answers were like tied. You made compelling cases for both, so I was like, you know what the heck, I'm going to get both. And you know, I have this platform, I can tell you my thoughts and my opinions, and I don't regret it. I really, really like both. I've been very, very impressed. I haven't regretted my purchase, and they end up serving different purposes for me, because I do like the Kulfi better as a standalone under eye concealer, and this is just fantastic all over the face. This is like if the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk and Power Fabric concealers had a baby. This is like the concealer baby of the two, and then this is like a better NARS Creamy Concealer because it gives maybe like slightly more coverage than the NARS, and it is even creamier, and it wears even better. So I'm very, very happy with these new additions to my concealer wardrobe, if you will. The rest that's in here, you know, my Armani concealers, my correctors, the Exa green corrector that I love to use to cancel out the redness around my nose, the Sisley corrector that I love to use under my eyes. This has a beautiful peachy undertone. And then the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage. This is my favorite concealer for blemishes. Anytime I have like a big angry mountain, this is the only thing that sticks to it and just gives me that full coverage that can last on a blemish all day long. So that's it. I don't know, maybe I'm turning into more of like a concealer person than a foundation person. For powder, I have my under eye setting powder, the Givenchy Prisme Libre in shade number 3. I love this. I use this every single day. I also have this Makeup Forever powder, which usually, you know, serves me best when I'm more oily, which tends to be, you know, when the weather gets warmer. And I was using this at the beginning of the month. We had some beautiful, beautiful weather, and it was starting to get warm, but now it's kind of cold and rainy and even snowy in some mornings, so I haven't been reaching for this as much. So I think I'm just going to put this back, just keep the Givenchy and the Westman Atelier powder for my everyday setting powders. I use the Westman Atelier kind of all over the face, and I usually use the Givenchy powder under my eyes and just to set the T-zone. So keeping these powders on hand. And then when it comes to cheek products, bronzing, highlighting, and stuff like that. For highlighter, this is my favorite highlighter, and she can't be beat for me. This is Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow in the shade Cosmic Rose. Absolutely love this highlighter. It's like turning out to be one of my favorite Lisa Eldridge products, actually. It's Elevated Glow is the perfect way to describe it. I like that it's really subtle, but impactful. It's not shimmery, it's not metallic, and it's very elegant, and it doesn't emphasize my texture. You know, I have large pores, I have some acne scarring, and a lot of highlighters can exacerbate that, but this doesn't do that. This just adds that fresh, dewy glow without being greasy, without being sticky. So I'm a big fan of this highlighter. So this will be living in my everyday makeup drawer. And then I have the Jouer cream bronzer, which is something that I'm trying to use up in my project pan. I'm trying to really narrow it down because I had a lot of bronzing products that were just building up in my bin and then in my drawer previously. And like I said before, I get decision fatigue sometimes, and the more options I have, the more, like, the least likely I am to actually use something up. And the goal of my project pan is to actually use products up. So I'm narrowing it down, and I'm only keeping, you know, in my everyday makeup drawer, I'm only keeping my Jouer cream bronzer and my Becca powder bronzer, so that I'm actually enabling myself to reach for these every single day so that I can actually use them up. That's the thinking process behind that. And then in terms of blush, I'm still kind of like on a pink blush kick in terms of everyday blush. So I'm still loving the Chantecaille blush in the shade Joy. So still putting this in my everyday makeup drawer. And then I recently got this Iris and Romeo what is this called? The Ceramide Multi Balm in the shade Rosy Glow. I received this in PR from Credo Beauty, and it smells, it has like a very strong essential oils smell. It smells really natural and like a spa. And this is very beautiful, very creamy, very glowy. This is a multi-purpose lip and cheek product, and I do really like the color, and I figured I should use it now before my skin gets too oily, because I feel like as we get closer to summer, and if the weather is warmer, this will be a bit too much nourishment, too much glow for my cheeks. And then I can just kind of transition to using this as a lipstick, but for now I can use this on my cheeks and lips, and it looks really lovely. So and it's like a natural product, so it will go bad quickly. So I'm trying to kind of enjoy it while it's good. Another multi-purpose product that I love, the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude Color Melting Balm in shade number 20. This is like a one and done blush and eyeshadow for me. So this is another product that's great to have on hand for those mornings if I'm in a rush and I just really want to throw something on and be out the door in 5 minutes. For eyeshadows, I like to have a one and done option, and obviously the Giorgio Armani Color Melting Balm takes care of that. And then I also wanted to throw this in there. This is a product that I bought in the last couple months, and I am so in love with it. I've been meaning to buy this for a long time. I've kind of been having a little Chanel beauty renaissance lately, and I had ordered this eyeshadow. This is in the shade Undertone. I had been meaning to buy this for literal years, but I never pulled the trigger because I just had too many single eyeshadows. But then, you know, the last couple months I had decluttered a couple of older cream eyeshadows that were like in the same bronzy brown family, and that was like justification enough for me to warrant to get this. And where has this been my whole life? This is the perfect one and done eyeshadow. And initially I thought it would be too similar to Chantecaille Sylvie, but it's not. This is not similar to Chantecaille Sylvie at all. This is a lot lighter, a lot more shimmery. But shimmer, it's not even a shimmer, it's like a sheen. It's like a very flattering sheen. Doesn't accentuate, you know, any crepiness or fine lines that I have around my eyes. It's just so flattering and so subtle. It's like a perfect my eyelids but better color. So definitely having a moment with it. I actually have like a little bit of it on my eyelids today too, just to kind of tie in the look all together. I just used it a little bit on the center of the lid as a topper. And then the other eyeshadow product I really can't get enough of is the Lisa Eldridge Vega eyeshadow palette, but my own customized version. So I bought the Vega palette and then I took out 2 colors and I replaced them with some warmer colors from the Cinnabar palette, I believe. I removed the black and like the dark blue from this palette and I replaced them with this color here, which is called Raw Sienna, and then this color here, which is called Deep Ochre, I believe. And I love this so much. I basically created my perfect everyday eyeshadow palette. It's one of my daily drivers, so I'm still keeping it in my rotation because I'm not sick of it yet. And then I do want to rotate in a quad that I really like, but I haven't been reaching for it in a while. And I just kind of want to play with it, show it some love. This is actually what I'm wearing today. And it's the Chantecaille quad from the fall collection. This is the Cougar quad. And today I just did this beige color all over the lid, and then I mixed these 2 shades for a little bit of gray, soft gray definition in the crease. And then I did Chanel undertone just very, very lightly at the top, and it's still a nice soft look, and kind of matches the weather because it's quite gray outside. So I've been in a gray mood, so I summoned one of my cooler toned quads. Lips are a little bit overkill because I have a lot of lip products in my project pan and I want to keep them all in here so that I am reminded to reach for them as much as I can. The Surratt Lip Sleeks in the shade Paramour and Gamine. You guys have seen these. These are delightful and I just really need to use them up. So they're in there, and then my Burberry Lip Velvet Crushes are still there. And then I have a lot of new lip products. Some of them I bought, some of them I received in PR. The first is this lip liner from Dior. This is in the shade Brown Fig, and I am so in love with this lip liner. Slightly, it's almost like got like a gray undertone. It's slightly more cool toned than some of my other go-to lip liners, and the texture is really nice and creamy. This reminds me of Linen lip liner from Dior, which was like an old favorite of mine. So I have to thank Devin. She's Dev's Day on Instagram, and she has a YouTube channel as well. I will link to them below. She talked about this lip liner a lot on Instagram, and I was influenced, so I ordered it and I absolutely love it. So definitely keeping this in my rotation because it is so beautiful. And then also keeping the Giorgio Armani lip liner in shade number 12. This is warmer and more rosy. Keeping this in there in the rotation because this looks really beautiful with a lot of stuff, and it's quite old. This is continued now, so I just want to use it up. I received a bunch of shades from the new Too Faced lip liners, the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shaper. And this is another new product that I have a lot of strong opinions about. The first is why. Why do we need a plumping lip liner? The shades and the actual lip liner formula is so good. My favorite color is Post-Op Pink. It's the lightest of the bunch. I swatched it right here. It is beautiful, but the plumping effect is very strong. And I just don't think that we need the plumping effect to be in a lip liner. I love a lip plumping product. I like the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Gloss, for example, but I like plumping to be in a gloss. I just find it strange. Like, it feels so strange for it to be in a lip liner. I find it more effective in a gloss. And the actual stinging sensation lasts a long time. And it just feels like I have a hot sauce on my lips, to be honest, when I put this on. It's such a strange sensation. But I don't find that it actually plumps my lips as efficiently as the lip gloss does. So it's interesting. I also don't love the fact that it's a click up type of lip liner, and you can't like click it back down, so you only have to click up as much as you will use. So yeah, the packaging leaves a bit to be desired. The plumping formula, not sure if it's really necessary, but I really like the color, and the actual formula of this lip liner is really good. It's quite long wearing and it's really creamy, and like I said, the colors are beautiful. Pros and cons. with this lip liner for sure, but I am keeping this in rotation because like I said, I really, really like the color. And then the other two new lip products I'm keeping in my everyday drawer are these lip tints from Jones Road. I really, really like these. These are such a sleeper hit. They are so nourishing. There's no fragrance to them or anything. They look really sleek and chic. Very good color payoff, actually. My two favorite shades are Just Pinky, which is right here, nice and warm, and then we have the shade Nude Mauve. These just look so nice on the lips. I find that they smooth out my lip lines a bit, and they're nourishing. They have a really good color payoff as well. When I think of a lip tint, I think of something more liquidy and thinner, something like the Victoria Beckham lip tint. This is more like a hydrating lipstick, easy to throw on, everyday lipstick formula that you can just keep in your purse and reapply on the go, and it makes your lips feel really nourished. It deposits a great pigment and they just look so, so good. Let's talk lip gloss. I bought one and I received the other one in PR, but I've been loving both of these. The first is the Chanel Rouge Coco Gloss in shade 722 Noche Moscata. I bought this during my Chanel Beauty love rekindling. So in love with this lip gloss formula. I don't remember, I mean, it had been so long since I had a Chanel lip gloss. I remember they used to be called Glossomers. And I don't remember loving the Chanel lip glosses as much as I love this. This just feels so nourishing. It's the perfect mixture of like nourishment and bounce. It's not too thin, it's not too thick and gloopy. It's got the perfect amount of pigment, like it's not too opaque, it's not too sheer. The only thing that I would change is the scent. This does have like that typical Chanel floral perfume scent, but it is very, very subtle. It's a lot more subtle than I remember back in the day when I used to buy a lot of Chanel lipsticks. I remember they all kind of had quite a strong floral scent. This is a lot more subtle, so you won't really notice it unless you are very particular with your lip product scents. It's subtle enough that it doesn't bother me. I can put it on, I smell it when I put it on, but then I just kind of forget about it. If these smelled like vanilla, it would be like a 10 out of 10 for me. This color is such a perfect everyday nude gloss for me. This is what I'm wearing today. It has like the smallest amount of like gold sheen running through it, so it just gives the lips a beautiful multi-dimensional juicy glow. And then the other lip gloss that I'm enjoying is the Buxom Full On Plumping Lip Polish in the color Whitney. See, I like the scent of these. The scent of these is stronger, but I like the scent more. This is almost like a burnt sugar kind of scent. And this is a plumping lip gloss. So if you don't like that tingling, cooling sensation, then you will not like this. You can see this is a lot more rosy than the Chanel and a little bit more pigmented. This is something that I would just wear on its own with lip liner, whereas the Chanel I can wear on its own with lip liner, or I can wear it on top of other lipsticks because it is sheer. So it's like the perfect product to layer with as well. Lip liners actually store in a little cup next to my brow gel and my eyeliners. I don't actually store them in my makeup drawer, but everything else, like all the lip products and then these two, fit in really nicely in my little divider. I just love when everything can sit in one row. Everything aside from the concealers. The concealers, like I said, it's chaotic, but it will be edited down as I go through my concealers. I'm very, very happy with what I have right now. I'm so thrilled with the new ones that I picked up during the Sephora sale. I would love to know if you bought any new makeup from the Sephora sale. I would love to know how you're getting on with it. How are you liking it? Let me know in the comments. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.